Well, folks, here we again for the weekly forecast. And of course, during this last week, the major topic was this big storm system that moved from the western United States into the central plains and then eventually lifted up into the northern plains. Gave us some scattered shower activity both in the west and the east with a more concentrated precipitation located in central to northeastern Nebraska. We're welcoming the precipitation. Thankfully, we missed out on the vast majority of the snowfall. That heaviest snowfall fell across the Dakotas with portions of north central and south central North Dakota with a 3-day total approaching 18 inches. And we've heard some isolated pockets over 2 foot that were reported. And that leaves a fairly decent foundation of snowfall to our north. So anytime the winds come out of the north, we're going to have to come over that snowpack, and that's going to keep a lid on our maximum temperatures. Farther to our east, we had the devastating fires in the southeastern United States. The cold front with this storm system moved through that region. We did see one small pocket of 4+ inch totals in central Kentucky and Tennessee into northern Mississippi. Unfortunately, it missed most of the region that was devastated by the heavy fire activity, particularly the Gatlinburg area. And unfortunately, most of that region received less than 1.5 inches of precipitation, was expected to receive well over 3 inches. So we're going to need to see a couple more storm systems before we are to see any major improvements in the drought in that region. For us, we're looking at a storm system that will be coming out next week. And as we go to the upper models, we'll take a look at what's going on presently. We have this ridge in place to our west and a slight trough that is moving through the region. So we are bringing the cooler air as it remains to the north, has been posed over the central plains, and we'll see that trough starting to move into our region. So we're going to start to see winds coming out of a more southerly direction. And we'll see a brief warm-up, but this trough really starts to take shape as we go into the early part of next week, and we'll start to lift energy up into the central plains. And we do have the idea that there will be some snow accumulation someplace in Nebraska before the system really gets cranked up as it moves toward the upper Great Lakes region as we get later in the week and develop a very strong storm system over the upper Great Lakes region. And as that system moves to our east, we'll start to see ridging taking place late in the week before yet another system starts to approach the Pacific Northwest, and we'll start to drive energy on a regular basis through our region. It looks like the models are projecting about 1 storm every 3 days, although with this zonal flow, we're not expecting a huge storm system, but things can change rather dramatically. So it looks like we are in an active weather pattern, to say the least, for the month of December. Now, in terms of precipitation, the storm system expected to come out this weekend will primarily be one in the Gulf Coast region. We'll be waiting for this main system to come down the western United States and then start to make its way into the central plains. So some of the energy from the system starts to lift toward the north, and it combines with the system out of the southwest to generate some accumulating snowfall as we get into the midweek to the late week period. That will lift up to the upper Great Lakes region, and once again, another round of storms will start to move from the western United States and start to make its way into the interior region, only to hit us as we get into around the 15th of the month. So as we look at temperatures for the 8 to 14 day forecast, that takes us from next Thursday to the following Tuesday. The cold air remains in place. Most of the warmth or above normal temperatures remains well to our southeast. And in terms of precipitation, with the active flow pattern coming from west to east, we are going to see a series of storms moving across the northern half of the United States. So it looks like we're going to see normal to above normal precipitation at least for the next week to week and a half.